Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to Lucid's advanced manufacturing plant in Casa Grande, Arizona. We are looking at the new body in white for Cosmos Earth and the third midsize. This body in white area looks like it's nearly completed on the outside. I'm not sure how it's facilitated on the inside. We're now looking at the new conveyor that will take completed frames from body in white over to the paint shop. That's running in front of body in white for the gravity and air that we're looking at right now. And then in the background coming up here is the paint shop. Today's a beautiful day. It rained yesterday, so as you'll see in some of the staging lots, if you look closely, some of the cars look fairly dirty because I think there's a little bit of dust mixed in with that rain, which is quite common here in Arizona. And as we continue down to the south, we're coming up on general assembly, powertrain assembly. And I'm going to say after Lucid's restructuring, I think there's probably fewer employee cars in these lots now than what I have seen before. But as we'll see shortly, there's a lot of cars down in the staging lots. And we're just continuing to move to the south along the general assembly line. And here we see a white Gravity. It looks like it might be an employee car. Kind of nice to see that there are some employees driving Lucids now. I hope that's a trend that continues. I'd love to see a lot more Lucid vehicles in the employee lots. And as we continue south, we're about to come up to the east staging lots where Lucid has been staging a lot of vehicles over the past couple of years on the east side here. And here we are coming into the staging area. You can see it's fenced off from the employee lots. Lots of cars here, primarily Gravity. I'd say about the same, maybe slightly fewer cars this time than what I saw on June 10th. I was expecting to see actually a few more than what we'd seen in June 10th because looking at the Q2 production numbers, production again exceeded sales quite substantially. So those inventory cars have to be staged somewhere. I have heard that many of those inventory cars now are being staged closer to the sales and design studios for quicker delivery to customers in those local areas. Again, this is one of the east staging lots. And now we're looking to the north, flying along the south side of the factory. And on the end closest to us is the semi-knockdown, where air and gravity are somewhat disassembled, put into containers, and then shipped over to Saudi Arabia for completion of assembly. And now we're looking at the west staging lots. These lots are full, but on June 10th, clear up towards the factory on the north end, there was a lot of cars parked in the dirt up there. There's a lot fewer cars, or very few cars parked in the dirt there. Looks like there's some sort of construction going on, kind of on the east side of this building. And just as a comparison to June 10th, there you are. And so I'm going to say there's probably about the same number of cars now. Maybe the mix of air and gravity is trending more towards gravity. I'm seeing a lot more gravity here than air, and in previous, gravity always exceeded air, but the ratio seems to be growing more with more and more Gravity there. Only a couple car haulers here today. And there's the view of June 10th, just for comparison. Here's some closer up views starting on the east staging lots. If you want to take a look to see what those cars look like or if there's any differences there. As we go through this, I'll just comment briefly on my Air and Gravity. Both of them continue to perform flawlessly. Very much enjoying driving both of them. Like I've said before, to me, they handle differently. The Air is more planted, faster around corners, but then I have the largest wheels in the Air with summer performance tires, and on the Gravity I have the smallest wheels with all seasons for best range. So the Gravity is much quieter than the Air. It doesn't handle quite as well, but it still handles quite well. After the 3.6.0 software update to Gravity, I'd say that the car's performing really, really well. There were key fob updates in that. I have really not encountered any issues with locking or unlocking my Gravity. Adaptive headlights, high beam headlights, is a neat feature that's included in 3.6. And the hands-free drive assist with automated lane change. The automated lane change is very smooth, very natural. It's almost like I was driving myself. I really like the drive assist features that are now available on Gravity. I hope they continue to improve or increase the functionality with respect to point-to-point navigation and automated driving that's supposed to happen later this year or towards the end of this year. So going back to the Q2 production numbers, we see production of 4,774 and sales of 3,953. So it's not surprising that there's still a lot of cars in these staging lots. Like I said, I actually expected to see more cars this time than I had seen on June 10th, and I'd say it's about the same or just maybe slightly less. I'm not going to get into trying to count every car to get an exact number on that. And here we are at the Coolidge site. We are along the east side of the factory, flying to the north. This is the receiving area. There's typically not a lot on the north side. And as we come to the end of the building here, we will get a sneak peek at Cosmos in black and white camouflage. There's actually two of them that we're about to see as we continue flying to the north. Looks like there's a little bit of construction going on here on the north side. You can see one of the prototype vehicles is moving to the west as we speak. And here's the second one, again in black and white camo. I didn't see these at first. I saw these when I started to edit the video. The display that I have on my drone controller is fairly small, so it wasn't easy to see those. We're looking out here at the test track just to see if there's anything on it. First I thought that car up on the embankment there was on the track, but it's not. I didn't see anything on the track. Again, at the center of the track, kind of the entrance to the track, there is a Nikola truck, there's a Gravity, and there's an Air sedan. Those look like they're in the same position as they were on June 10th, last time I did a flyover of the factory, but nothing else on the track out here. As you'll see, we'll just take a brief peek around at the entire track. And I didn't see the Cosmos prototype anywhere else. If I had seen it on the display on the controller, I would have followed them to see where they went, to see if they went out onto the public roads for trials or development, or where they may have gone if they went somewhere else within the factory. They certainly didn't go out to the test track, otherwise I would have seen them here as we're photographing this. And like I said, there's nobody out on the test track before we have seen Gravity with the Uber neuro modifications for level 4 self-driving and robotaxi work. Here we're flying along the south side of the factory, the employee parking area. There's still looks to be like quite a few people working here at this factory. I've heard that they're doing some of the neuro work, and they're doing some of the testing of the mid-sized prototypes, Cosmos, Earth, and the third mid-size that they have not named yet. And the Cosmos prototypes weren't seen here exiting the factory. I don't know if I got over here quick enough to be able to see them if they exited and went out into the public streets or not. So I really don't know where they went after we got that little brief glimpse of them, kind of on the north end of the factory building. This is flying along the west side of the factory. There are some air and gravity parked out here, but nothing with respect to mid-size Cosmos or Earth. And overall, there's really not that many vehicles here. And we're just continuing up to the north side. This is the north side of the building where we're seeing that construction, and the roadway where we saw the Cosmos prototype driving. And if we continued to the north, we'd see the test track. That's it for today, so thank you for watching.